Episode 2, Time Changes for Alex. $10 billion? Alex was shocked. He was shocked his mouth got open when he listened about this. He knew that his grandfather was very wealthy, but at that time, he was too young to understand the concept of money and power which he used to see when he was small. He only knew that the Anderson family was one of the wealthiest and powerful families in West Lakeside and even in the whole country, but he wasn't sure what his net worth of his family was. After so long, right now, he finally get to know. If $10 billion were just pocket money they sent to Alex, it meant that the entire Anderson family had a net worth of more than $10 trillion, which is more than the combined net worth of most of the richest families in the whole country. Frankly speaking, at this moment, he was slightly touched and swayed. However, when he thought about his deceased parents and how his grandfather was part of the reasons why they had died, he knew he could never easily forgive him and accept the black premium card his grandfather has sent him through Nolan. Sensing his frustration on Alex's face, Nolan quickly said, "Young master, you are one of the main member of the Anderson family, so the money is all yours. Besides, technically speaking, firstly it belongs to your father. The master said that if you're willing to go home with me, he will let you inherit the family's $10 trillion business empire and all the net worth of the family. If you don't want to go home yet, use this money for your living expenses, and you can ask for as much money as you want." Oh yes, another piece of news: Oris Hill's largest and most profitable company, the Diamond Group, with a market value of $500 billion, had been wholly acquired by the Anderson family yesterday in an auction. "Mr. Anderson bought it preferably for you. All the equities are now under your name. You can claim your right at the company tomorrow." Alex listened to him in a daze, completely in disbelief. Wasn't it a little too much investment from the Anderson family for his sake? A premium black card with a credit limit of $10 billion, Diamond Group with the net worth of $500 billion. Although Oris Hill was a land of talents, the only constant honorable existence and the biggest asset was the Diamond Group. It was the champ of Oris Hill's business industry. Any prominent and influential family in the whole Oris Hill had to bow before the Diamond Group, including those families that humiliated him today: the Richard family, the White family, and even the Alexander family, who was still trying to pursue his wife. They were nothing but lowly servants in front of Diamond Group. The Diamond Group is very, very large as compared to other rich families in the country. And this such a big and magnificent Diamond Group now belongs to him. And this magnificent company was his now. Nolan handed him a business card and said, "Young master, you definitely might need some time to calm down and think about it, so I'll excuse myself now and go back to Mr. Anderson, and he might be looking for me now. If you want to accompany me, I will call for the driver. This is my card with my number on it. Please call me if you need anything." At that, Nolan turned and left. Alex was still in a daze after he left. He didn't know whether he should accept the compensation from the Anderson family. However, he recalled the past decade of misery and hardship and the humiliation he had experienced when he married Emma. This was the compensation that the Anderson family was giving him for his suffering, so why shouldn't he take it? Besides, Mrs. Brown urgently needed $2 million for her treatment. He gritted his teeth as he clutched on the card tightly, then turned back to the cashier department. "Hi, I would like to settle the bill. And want the bestest doctors in the West Lake to look after Mrs. Brown." The hospital staff was surprised to see the Alex's way of talking. He asked for the car swiping machine. The card was swiped, the password was keyed in, and the transaction was complete. $2 million was credited into the hospital's account just like that. Alex felt like he was still hovering in the clouds. Did he just become a billionaire in the blink of an eye? He doesn't even realize that. He is still thinking it's a dream. He went home in a trance. At this moment, the house was fueled with the wrath of fury. Emma and her parents did not live in the Richard family villa, but they stayed in an ordinary house instead. Since Emma married Alex and after Lord Richard died, they were kicked out of the villa. Soon after the death of Lord Richard. And Lady Richard didn't like Alex Anderson, and after the death of Lord Richard, Emma's grandmother always bullied him. His mother-in-law was screaming in great dismay, "Alex Anderson, that loser. He's such an embarrassment. If you don't divorce him now, your grandma might kick you out of Richard Group. Emma said calmly, if she does, I'll just find another job. You. Her mother growled angrily, what's so good about that loser, anyway? Why are you so much bonded to such a loser like Alex? You are so beautiful you can get the most richest man in the whole country so easily. What's stopping you from leaving a loser like Alex? Why can't you just divorce him and marry Alexander? If you marry Alexander, our whole family can hold our head up high, we will get so much respect in the whole city. Her father added, your mom's right. If you marry Alexander, our family will immediately become a precious treasure in the Richard family. Your grandma will cherish you and pamper you every day. Emma uttered, just stop. I won't divorce Alex. I'm married to him. My grandfather made me married to him, I won't leave him. You. Both parents had wanted to keep on persuading Emma when Alex pushed the door open and walked in. His in-laws gave him a dirty look when they saw him. His mother-in-law snorted in disgust. I thought you'd forgotten the way home, loser. Alex sighed quietly inside his heart. His mother-in-law had always looked down on him, but what would she do if she were to know that he was now the owner of Diamond Group and had $10 billion in cash? However, this was not the time to reveal his true identity. He had left the Anderson family for a long time now. Who knew how was the family doing now? What if someone from the family targeted him if he exposed himself? Staying in the dark was the best option for now, and keeping the secret hidden is the best he can do for Cow. Hence, he lowered his head and said humbly, Mother, I'm sorry for all the troubles I've caused today. His mother-in-law shouted, Trouble? This is more than trouble, you're putting us at stake. Can't you have the slightest decency and get out of our house? Emma hurriedly interjected, Mom, how could you say that? Alex is your son-in-law. Bullshit, her mother growled, I don't have such a loser as my son-in-law. It's better if he can go as far as he can. Emma nudged Alex and said, Hurry, let's go back to the room. Alex nodded gratefully and fled back to the room. They had been married for 3 years, but they had never consummated the marriage, not even once. Emma slept in bed while he slept on the floor at the side. Tonight, Alex found it hard to fall asleep. What unfolded today was a real shock and consternation, and he had yet to digest it. Before going to bed, Emma said, How is Mrs. Brown doing? I have about $500,000 with me now, you can use it tomorrow. Alex said, It's okay. Someone paid her bill and transferred her to Westlake for treatment. Really? Emma exclaimed in awe. Wow. So, Mrs. Brown will be fine then? Yes, Alex said, Mrs. Brown has done good deeds throughout her life and helped so many people. Now, someone is returning her favor. Glad to hear that. Emma nodded with a smile. You can have peace of mind now. Yes. I want to sleep now. There's a lot to handle in the company lately, I'm exhausted. What's happening in the company? It's not doing very well lately. Grandma wants to collaborate with Diamond, but Richard Group is too weak as compared to their scale. They wouldn't even bat an eye at us. Oh? Has there not been a collaboration between Richard Group and Diamond before? Emma laughed sarcastically. Of course not. What are we in the eyes of Diamond? I bet we look like a speck of insignificant dust to them. Even Daniel's family, Olivia's fiancé's family, could barely scratch the tail of Diamond business empire. This is also why Grandma is eager for them to be married soon so the White family can help our family build some connections with Diamonds. Alex nodded knowingly. The Richard family had used all the tricks up their sleeves to collaborate with Diamond Group. However, Lady Richard never would have thought that he owned Diamond Group now. Thinking of this, Alex decided to take over Diamond Group and lend Emma a hand in her business. The Richard family did not treat her fairly and they bullied her too much. As her husband, he had the responsibility to help her improve her status in the family. He said in his heart earnestly, Emma, your husband is different now. I will not let anyone look down on you again. I will make the entire Richard family bow down to you.